And now your hosts, Pittsburgh State head coach Tim Beck and Eric Annette.
Pitt State blocked 2 punts in the first half against Lindenwood, courtesy of Levi Copeland. 2 big momentum plays as the Gorillas won their home opener to improve to 2-0. And good evening and welcome to the Tim Beck Show. I'm Eric Annette along with Coach Beck. Pitt State defeated Lindenwood 56-28 Saturday night. A huge second quarter. Pitt outscored the Lions 35-0 in that period. And Coach Beck, you had a lot of different players contribute to get that lead, and you really built on that lead too.
Yeah, it was kind of a back and forth game early in the first quarter, and to have a couple of big special teams plays, and then offense didn't punt, I don't believe, in the first half, so they were kind of really in their groove early on. So it was really good to see. But the outburst of points and the excitement, and our crowd was into it, and it all made for a really nice evening.
You know, we've talked about this in the past, but on special teams, you really put some of your best athletes there, and Levi Copeland and Darnell Walker, and those guys were right there for that block punt. Yeah,
I remember early on the year we were worried about having some players on too many special teams, and somebody said maybe Levi might be on too many special teams and maybe you need to take him off. And I said, well, we're not going to take him off punt block because he's pretty good at that. So I'm glad we didn't take him off. But it's a big part of the game, and our coaches in this conference understand it, and it's well schooled and well coached in all areas. So you really have to be on top of your game. But we feel like we have a lot of kind of the stand-up and skilled type players, and that can run and are aggressive and can get after it. So hopefully our guys are kind of buying into it. I think this will help, and to understand how important the special teams really are.
Yeah, huge part of the win on Saturday night, no question. Well, a lot to show you tonight. We have junior linebacker and co-captain Spencer Brown in studio. We'll talk to Spencer a little bit later, but first, those first half highlights coming up here on the Tim Beck Show. An incredible home record for Pitt State at Carney Smith Stadium, and your student section again really brought it with a big turnout last night.
Yeah, it was loud, and the energy was there. I think the intro videos and some of the things kind of got everybody going, and third downs, they were really loud. It was really nice to see, and our community supports our university so well, and the Paint the Town red all week, and just everything combined, and then to come out and have a really good opponent like Lindenwood and be able to come away with a win was a big night for us.
All right, well, let's get to those first half highlights. Another great scene on the Pitt State campus for the home opener. Perfect weather and the Gorilla Walk before the game. And Coach Beck, you had another great turnout of former Gorilla players walk over with you here.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that just played last year as well that really came back and supported us well, but had a great turnout from a lot of different areas there, and it's really good to see them come back, and I think they enjoyed it about as much as our players did.
And as your team runs onto the field, Robert McField and Montre Strickland lead you out. Another great moment there.
Yeah, just really exciting for Robert, and his whole story is just very, very motivating to our football team, and just so happy that he's in remission right now.
Lindenwood would win the toss. They elect to receive, facing a 3rd and 6 here at the 39, but penalties were a real thorn in your side. It negates an interception here by Skylar Jackson.
Yeah, Lindenwood did a nice job of changing up their snap count and kind of caught us off guard a few times too many, but that just happened to be one of them where we jumped off sides and it neglected the interception.
Then they go on a drive here, and they finish it off there with a 6-yard touchdown run. The Lions lead at 7-0 after that 10-play, 76-yard drive. But your offense is going to get on the field and go right to work. Marquise Cushion, just got to find a way to get him the ball, and he delivers for you.
Yeah, really, really explosive, and you can see him get to the edge and turn the corner. And Marquise, one of those guys, every time he gets to the ball in your hand, you get pretty excited about it because he can make things happen.
20 yards on that run. Then on a 3rd and 1 here, John Roderick going to take it himself and another touchdown.
Yeah, nice read by him. It's a read play and read the end, and the end widened, so he's able to get it vertical and not the normal crease that he hits, but that we hit, but still, nevertheless, nice job by him.
So we're tied at 7, but back comes Lindenwood. A lot of good athletes on their team. Their quarterback, Jesse Scroggins, hits Trey Roby for a 63-yard touchdown play. So Lindenwood back in front, 14-7 on that quick score. But your offense back out there. And again, your running backs can catch the ball out of the backfield. Michael Rose right here.
Yeah, it's a huge weapon. All of our running backs catch the ball really well out of the backfield. Michael Rose, you can see, he gets out in the open field and makes the first guy miss and really does a nice job in the open field.
This was a 3rd and 10. John Roderick throwing on the run. Good accuracy there, completing it to Austin Panko for 14 yards and a first down. So you're on the move. We jump ahead to the second quarter on this drive, and they're going to cap it off to Michael Rose. Good patience here by John Roderick, going to hit the wide open receiver.
Yeah, really good awareness by him, and the first thing kind of broke down, so he was able to, keep his feet and find Michael Rose, and then Michael Rose does a nice job of getting in the end zone.
Great determination there from the sophomore from Albuquerque. So we're tied up again at 14 after that drive. So your defense looking for a stop, and you get it here on their Lindenwood's next possession. Heath Wilson going to get the big sack.
Yeah, just nice pressure. It's kind of frustrating for defensive linemen as fast as he gets rid of the football, but finally held a little bit too long, and we were able to get to him.
So they punt, and here comes Levi Copeland.
Yeah, just a really nice effort by him. We had the block called, and would like to see them be able to scoop this one and score, but we get a chance to do that a little bit later. But really a big play at the time.
And Pitt would get the ball there at the 2-yard line. You face a 4th and goal, though, here, but Jeff Siebold going to leap in and get the touchdown.
Yeah, you wouldn't think we'd have to take that many plays to get in there, but Lindenwood was really tough on defense there for the first couple of plays, and nice to see Jeff take it over the top and get us in the end zone.
So Pitt State leads it now 21-14. Your defense then you're going to force a 3 and out. You get a good stop here. Carthage product Devron Moore and Montre Strickland, they are combining for the tackle. So you force another punt. You get the ball here, facing a 3rd and 16 and a big completion to Marquise Cushing.
This was a really big completion, and Coach Rampy said today this was a big play in the game because he got backed up, and then Marquise just runs a really nice route. The safeties are really deep, and John makes a nice throw.
Then another 3rd down, 3rd and 3. John hits Levi Copeland for a first down to the 1-yard line. So you're knocking on the door, and John Roderick is going to take it himself again for his 2nd touchdown. Yeah,
this was a well-blocked play, and it's hard to stop the quarterback when you get that close. If you get body on body and let the back lead up through, and nice job of finding the hole by him.
Pitt State leads at 28-14, and again, your defense going to provide some pressure here. How about Drew White, the junior out of Kansas City?
Yeah, Drew's a player that's really gotten better here the last couple of years, and it's good to see him have some success and see his energy come out on the field.
So they punt again, and again, Levi Copeland.
Yeah, just a really great effort by him, and great to see, first of all, block the punt again like that, and then be able to scoop it to score is just a huge, huge play in the game.
Really got the crowd into it as well after that 2nd block punt. Pitt State leads at 35-14. Then a kind of a bizarre play here on 4th and 1, kind of an obscure rule, but after the fumble, the running back is not allowed to pick it up and advance the ball.
Yeah, and they talked about that rule. I felt like he should have been down because his knee looked to me like he was down at the time, and he had possession of the ball. But it was kind of hard to see. But nevertheless, we were able to get the ball.
So Pitt State takes over, and you convert again. John Roderick to Kyle Swartz, the junior from Olathe North High School, as Pitt State goes to the half, leading it 42-14 over Lindenwood. John Roderick, another great performance at quarterback. I think we had 1 incompletion in the first half. For the game, he was 19 of 21 for 200 yards. How accurate, how great was he?
I very rarely look at halftime stats, but we kind of got all our business taken care of. I just took a peek at him at halftime to look at him and saw that he was 15 of 16 in the first half. And he just really let the kind of game come to him. He didn't press anything. He wasn't forcing anything. So really, amazing first half by him. And we got to remember this is only his 2nd game and of his young career, and he's got a lot of really good days ahead of him.
Yeah. All right. We'll have those 2nd half highlights and post-game reaction ahead here on the Tim Beck Show. After dropping the first game to Lindenwood in 2012, Pitt State has won 3 in a row over the Lions in this series. Well, Pitt would get the ball to open the second half. The Gorillas leading it 42-14 at the break. First play of the second half, you get the ball in the hands of a good choice, Marquise Cushion, and then he just shows his speed here.
Yeah, just a great effort by him getting to the edge. A couple nice blocks there and a really good opening play. And I thought this was a really important drive for us to start the second half.
44 yards for the senior from Raytown South High School, and Pitt then on a 2nd and 4. I tell you, Austin Daniel hasn't caught many balls for you, but he's blocking that wide receiver and does a good job here.
Yeah, he does. And, that's the thing about our offense. You just never know. Austin Panko had more catches yesterday, but just kind of depends on how things go. And Austin's one of those guys, he's always reliable and always where he needs to be.
Then on 3rd and 17, beautiful screen play to Jeff Siebold.
Yeah, it's a great call. Coach Rampy made this call, and it's kind of one of those things. It's one of those times we were kind of all thinking the same thing at the time. And red zone sometimes a good time to call the screen.
6 plays, 80 yards on that opening drive, so Pitt leads at 49-14. Then big hit from Dino Teague on that play.
Yeah, really nice, good, solid, clean hit. And a lot of these hits are kind of been taken away because of all the targeting rules and everything, but it's really good to see a nice, clean, physical hit like that.
Lindenwood would put together a 98-yard drive to score. This is their possession after that. There's Tay Irvin and Colby Hall combining for a tackle, so you stop them on that drive, but not much going on in that 3rd quarter. We move on to the 4th quarter, and they're driving again. It's 49-28, but man, Darnell Walker Jr., a big interception.
Yeah, just a really nice break by him, and again, really a big play at the time. We needed somebody to step up and find a way to get him stopped, and it was a really nice play by him.
And that sets it up for the offense, and Michael Rose, really a shifty running back, just does such a great job for you.
Yeah, really good vision. He's got his speed is deceiving, and just a really good job at him of kind of finding his way there and then turning on the gas and getting to the corner of the end zone.
17 yards for that touchdown run as Pitt State now leads at 56-28. And your DBs end the night on a good note here. Again, another interception for Darnell Walker Jr., the former Tulsa Golden Hurricane and Coffeyville transfer. And then how about Quad Ware, his first career interception as a Gorilla coming up here?
Yeah, Quad had a couple nice plays. He had a nice play on kickoff early in the game, and then this interception, again, good to see some of our guys get in there and get some action, and nice play by him.
So Pitt State gets it done and winning their home opener over Lindenwood 56-28 as the Gorillas improved to 2-0 in the MIAA. And looking at the stats from the ball game, total yardage, you actually were outgained by Lindenwood 436 to 429, but yards rushing, Pitt with 225. Penalties, I'm sure something that you're addressing. You want to decrease those, obviously.
Yeah, no question. We just you can have it's okay to have a couple of penalties. We want our defense to be able to get off football and be extremely aggressive, but we just had too many. We got to cut down on those and cut down on some mistakes in that area.
3 interceptions for the defense, 4 sacks as well. And after the game, Colby Hall really praised the defensive backs for the Gorillas.
Again, credit our secondary. They're unreal. They buckled down like no one else. I don't know how many times they passed the ball tonight, but good night. I mean, they were running all over the place, making plays. It was awesome to watch.
We always talk about coming out fast. We didn't do that. We haven't done that yet as a defense. But right now, we're starting to figure it out, learning to play with each other. So I just talked to the guys. Coach came up to us and said, look, we're going to make adjustments, trust us, and we're going to make it happen. Trusted our coaches, and we made plays.
The thing about this offense is there's so many weapons. Anybody can bust loose for a big play at any time, whether it be me, Marquise, receiver. Anybody has a chance on any given play.
Our defense plays off our offense, and our offense plays off our defense, so it was just huge for us to score and have our defense settle down a little bit, knowing that we could score when they score.
So much like week 1, there were a lot of positives and some negatives as well, but what did you most like about your performance Saturday?
The thing that was most important, I think, was early on when Lindenwood wins the toss and they decide to take the ball. They were able to go down and score, and we were able to answer. They were able to score again. We were able to answer again. And then, defense kind of started getting some things figured out and got some stops, got some big special teams plays. So it was good to see us complement each other, and that can go either way on any given Saturday. So I think it was really important for us to see a little bit of adversity, handle it, find ways to overcome it, and move on. And so there were still some things in the second half that we weren't very happy with, and obviously penalties was one of those. But we got to find ways to finish things too. We didn't finish things quite like we would have wanted to, but just a lot of positives. And I think our players understand there's just a lot of room for improvement still.
All right, well, coming up, we're going to look ahead at next week's matchup with Washburn, and we'll talk in studio with Pitt State junior linebacker Spencer Brown here on the Tim Beck Show. Scores from the MIAA. Missouri Western knocked off Central Oklahoma in St. Joe 26-16. The Griffins had over 200 yards rushing to win their first game of the year. The Broncos are now 0-2. Emporia State is now 2-0 after beating Central Missouri 45-34. This game actually started Thursday. They played a half, then the Storms moved in, and they finished it up on Saturday. Brent Wilson had 446 yards passing and 5 touchdowns for the Hornets. Thursday night, also dealing with the weather, was Fort Hays State and Northeastern State, but the Tigers win that one 27-13 to improve to 2-0. Northwest Missouri State knocked off Missouri Southern 48-7 in Maryville. In Washburn, Pitt State's next opponent beat Kearney in Topeka 34-14. This game also affected by the weather. They started Thursday but had to finish Friday morning in that one. Well, this week we are joined in studio by Pitt State junior linebacker Spencer Brown, a graduate of Lee Summit West High School. Spencer started all 13 games last year and led the team in tackles, and he's off to another good start this season. And Spencer, 2 games in, what do you feel about this defense so far?
I think we've done pretty good so far. We're obviously a young group, so it's going to take us a game or two to kind of get playing as a unit. Coach Wiemers has been preaching that ever since the start of camp, is build team chemistry, because that is vital into taking the next step to being a great defense and going on late in the season. And I think so far we've played fast and we've played hard, and we're young, so we're going to have a few mistakes, like as far as the offsides and missed assignments and alignments, but it's all stuff that we can fix.
Yeah. You were voted a captain this year as a redshirt junior. How big of an honor is that for you to be a captain?
It's a huge honor. We vote captains by our teammates, and so it's a huge honor to be voted by my teammates. I feel like there's a lot of guys that could have been voted. It's an honor to lead this, help lead this team, and it's something that I've wanted to be a captain. It's something that you work for, to be a leader on the team, and it's a blessing and it's an honor.
What do you, as a redshirt junior, what do you bring to the team? What do you feel like your role is with this group this year?
Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot since last year. Now that I'm a captain, I feel like I have to be more of a vocal leader now. I wasn't so much last year. Do more of that, get better at that. I think I lead well by example, by playing hard, working hard. I rely a lot on the field. I rely a lot on my instincts. I might not be the fastest or the biggest guy out there, so I help get the team lined up, and I fit off of what the D line does, and just work off them, and that's it.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
And tackles. That's what you led the team in tackles last year. I think you're leading the team after 2 games this year. Coach Beck, Spencer Brown, young man from Lee Summit West High School, just had a great year for you last year. What does he bring to your team?
Well, he just like he said, he's very instinctive, and he's not getting himself enough credit because he is pretty fast, and so when you take that guys that have that instinctiveness and have good speed, and has great work ethic, really hard worker, and finds ways to go get the football, and when he gets there, he makes tackles. He doesn't miss many tackles at all, and so he was a great leader by example last year, and it was a great honor for him to be voted as a captain, but. He's a guy that people look up to and see how hard he works and things he does, and he sets a really good example for all the rest of the players.
Spencer, you linebacker, so Carl Roth is your position coach. Of course, Dave Weimer is the defensive coordinator. What's it like to be coached by those 2 guys?
It's awesome. I love Roth. He's a great guy. He's a funny guy. I can go up and talk to him whenever. I usually go up every day, and I end up watching film, but I also end up having a 30-minute conversation with him just about anything. And Weimers, I love Weimers too. He's so energetic out there. He gets you to play hard, play fast, and it's so much fun playing for those two guys.
Take us back to when you made your decision to come to Pitt State. What was the deciding factor for you?
Yeah, I came down, I think it was one of the last couple visits you could take, and so I'd already gone on a few others, and once I got down here, I met all the coaches. I loved all the coaches. They had such great things to say about the program, the tradition, and I think one of the big things was, for me, it was just when they took us over to the stadium and we got to walk on the field and just looking up and picturing that thing being full, and I was like, wow, this could be a really special place, and I've definitely learned that since I've been here, and it's just a lot of fun to play here. I'm so glad that I chose Pitt State, and I'll never look back on it.
Yeah, I know they're happy to have you.
Yeah.
So good deal. All right, of course, Pitt State is home again this Saturday against Washburn, 7 p.m. kickoff, another night game at Kearney Smith Stadium. Washburn lost their first game to Lindenwood, but they came back and beat Kearney this past weekend. And I know, Coach Beck, you were impressed with Washburn from that Lindenwood game. Talk about what type of challenge they'll bring.
Yeah, they've got a new quarterback. They're always well coached. Coach Shurg does a good job with all aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. They'll be well schooled, well coached. They're going to try to pound the ball at times. They'll get in a lot of two tight end sets and try to get physical with you and control the football that way. So it'll be a different style than we've seen the first couple of weeks. I think they'll try to get the run going a little bit more than we've seen. But just a well-coached team, good on defense, a lot of big guys, big physical guys. So be really another good challenge for us.
Spencer, how about the crowd Saturday night? How would you describe the atmosphere at Kearney Smith Stadium?
It was absolutely awesome. It was electric. Just when me and Coach were driving over here, we were talking about it, just how loud it was, and on third downs, and after that pump block, the place just went wild. And that's what we love to have. That's why our stadium's so special, because of all the support we have, and it's just awesome as players. We feed off of that, and it just gets us going that much more when we're out there and they're being loud.
Yeah. How about the Gorilla Walk too, and with the new statue and everything, what that adds to it? How neat is it to be a part of that?
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things I think in college football. You make that walk down, and like Saturday we had the Letterman lead us, and that's really cool to have former Gorillas come down and lead us doing that. But just that whole walk of walking down there, you get to see all the fans tailgating. They come up and give you high fives, and Phil Scott's standing in the middle saying, "Let's go Gorillas," and he's getting pumped up. He's getting everybody else pumped up, and just making your way through that, and then you get to see the statue, and you touch that, and it means something, because once a Gorilla, always a Gorilla. That's something special to us. And then after that, then you have the band, and they're playing the fight song, and they're going crazy, and so it's really special. It's a lot of fun, and we try to take it in every time we go down it.
Yeah. Coach Beck, you kind of touched on this earlier, but what's kind of the message of the team here after 2 games? Still a lot to improve on. Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, right now we're fortunate to be 2-0, and we're 2-0 with a lot of room for improvement, and that's what we keep talking to our players, that it's so important for us to come out and have great practices on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I'm a firm believer in you win football games during the week. You've got to practice at game speed, and we work really hard on practicing at a really fast pace. And our work team guys, they give us great looks out there, and that's really important for us. And just hope that we see that we have a high ceiling, because there's still a lot of room for improvement. And but we've had some really nice plays and a couple good games. Will we continue to see both Thomas DePage and John Roderick splitting snaps there? You think that's going to continue? Yeah, I think so. It's nice probably for John to be able to take a break every once in a while and just kind of watch and see. So we'll have to see how that goes and how that all plays out. But John's definitely playing really well. Thomas is not quite as comfortable yet, but I think it's still important for him to get some quality reps and at quality times in case John ever has to go out. So we'll just kind of see how that all plays out.
All right, again, 7 o'clock kickoff at Carney Smith Stadium, Pitt State and Washburn for game number 3 of this season. Guys, thanks for being here. Spencer, great job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And good luck on Saturday.
All right.
And that'll wrap up the Tim Beck Show. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you next week.
This has been the Tim Beck Show.